Okay. Hello, three-wheelers around the world. Well, we got some show for you today. Hit it. We're back. Yeah. And boy, we got some show for you today. Yeah. You know, we know Michael Russell here to my right. And yeah, or informally called Jack, right? You call him Michael or Jack.
Been called a lot worse, so it doesn't really matter to me.
Yeah. And then we got a really top lady, right? We got next to her right
Thanks,
here,
Chris,
Vicky.
yeah.
She's going to tell us all about what she's doing here, right? I don't want to talk too much. I want you guys to tell us. And the name of our show here is right, three-wheeling, up to speed. So we want to get you guys up to speed here and what they're doing. And then of course to my right here, this big guy over here, right? One of our TT legends here. Well, glad he came by, right? And he's going to explain everything, how he's helping out here. We have 8-time TT passenger winner, Rick Long, right?
Thanks, Chris.
Yeah. So any rate, let's put some order to this here now. Okay, so you guys go ahead now. Tell us what you're doing.
So yeah, we're on the Isle of Man, and we're building up to TT 2023 with new passenger Vicky Cooke, and obviously having Rick on board as a mentor to myself and Vicky for the team is massive. And we just come across the Isle of Man to obviously see the beautiful Isle of Man that it is, and spin some laps and talk our way through the laps and get some confidence in the ourselves before we hit Bray Hill in about 6 weeks time or so.
Yeah.
So it's nice, it's just a chance for us to patch up that pairing, and we obviously haven't spent much time together over winter, so we're on a new bike, new team, new everything really, isn't it? So
Yeah,
it's just a chance to sort of get gelled together and look forward to it. And we've had 4 or 5 laps a day, talk through it, and I think that's imperative for us to sort of push forward into TT 2023. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, Vicky's wanting it. We're going to unleash her here in a minute. Here, yeah. But I tell you what,
Good wording.
yeah, she wants to go. I could tell right now. I can tell you, right? But I told you this, right? I told you, Vicky, before we started here. This is special. Like addition that we got here, because Vicky is the first lady competitor that we've had on our show. Right? Now, how does that? Do you feel VIP now?
Yeah, absolutely. It's good to be here as always. It's nice to be back on the Isle of Man. It's my first time in the three-wheeling studio, so yeah, it feels an honour to be here. First lady. Well, I'm glad you called me a lady, Chris, because these two definitely wouldn't have called me a lady. So.
Yeah. But we do. All kidding aside, now, one thing about it, like Vicky, I think I think that you recognize this. It was like, I think it's great, don't you guys, that we have the ladies in the sport, and I go out of my way to make sure you guys get the spotlight here, right? And we got our own little group, three-wheeling ladies, and so everything we can get,
Well, lady races are making headlines, aren't they?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
lady passengers, lady races are great, even in solo.
Well, we're pushing it.
Well, we're pushing it. I mean,
We're
she's
pushing
pushing
it.
me.
We're pushing
so
it. You're pushing too. Yeah.
That's it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's
Push
massively
each other.
evolved. Like women in motorsport over probably the last 5 years has massively evolved. For me, there's never been a need for the segregation. I'm racing motorcycles and sidecars. It doesn't matter whether I'm male or female, but it is nice to also have the recognition. And I think with what British Superbikes is doing with the Supersport class, the junior Supersport class, with all the ladies in there, that's nice to see that progression. But there's still not that many of us in road racing yet. So get on it, girls.
Oh yeah. Well, this is what it is. I tell you one thing about us all, right? That's involved in the sport and everything. We all like that adrenaline, don't we? Huh? We're all getting excited and up for it. Just talking
We
about
said
it
that
here.
this week, actually, just driving around. Rick was sort of talking us round, and I started getting not nervous, but like a little bit giddy,
Yeah.
and you can feel like your hair's sort of standing on.
Oh.
It's like seeing you again, Chris. Looking so fit again. And I was like, he's looking trim. My hair started getting up on the back of my head and stuff, and it was a bit like that going around. And you said the same, didn't
Yeah.
you? I was like,
Even leading up to
But-
coming here.
the nerves are there in the team, but I think you've got to be nervous to do this sport, but keep them in check and stuff. So, but just circulating around today, Rick was sort of commentating around, and I was like twitching a bit in the back, wasn't I?
You feel it gets you alive, right, Rick? Now, Rick, well, I have to have Rick get involved here now, right? But Rick, of course, as I mentioned, was one of our TT stars and legends, and boy, it was the experience that he had. But being a great sportsman, as well, because we were talking about fitness and that, right, Rick? And of course, Rick is a great power lifter and that, and you can see by the size of Rick sitting next to me here.
I feel a bit
right?
emasculated.
Yeah, right. But Rick, here you are, right? You give us a little background now. You say how now the connection now with the team.
Right, the connection with the team is go back many years. My first two TTs in 1994, 95 was with Eddie Wright, who is Vicky's stepfather. So I've known Vicky for many years. 2 years ago at Croft, Vicky, when she was Maria there, asked me if I'd mentor her for the TT. I knew that Vicky had been here in 2017 with Vince Biggs, but she'll hold her hand up, and she struggled a bit. Preparation wasn't 100%, shall we say. So you asked me to mentor you, didn't you?
Yeah.
So January last year, we got together at least, sometimes twice a month, once every 3 weeks or so, going through laps, on, different scenarios, whether it's in a car, on an outfit, different people's outfits. Maria, we've been watching John Holden's. And then we came over in March this time last year, didn't we?
Yeah.
Got a load of laps in. And away we go from there. But going back in the history, as I said, with Eddie Wright, and did my first two TTs with him, and 96 with Richard Crossley, and I joined it with Rob Fisher after the TT in 96. And so I had my first win in 97 with Rob, and we won 6 TTs together. Yeah. And then centenary year 2007, I did the double with Molly on the HM Plant Honda. So that was my 7th and 8th win. So but to still be involved with the TT is, it's brilliant. And I've got my bug back with racing with Rob again in 2013. We came over and did a parade lap on the same bike I had my first TT winning. So we had, the levers the same and team colours and everything. And Rob and I got the bug back. So Rob had been seriously ill, obviously with my crash with, beloved Stephen Aubrey. And we both got our race licences back. So not to come back here, but we did short circuit racing and we did well up till 2 years ago. But I had to pack in because of my injuries, just getting worse and worse from the crash.
Yeah.
So further surgery and stuff like that. But it's just brilliant to still be involved with it, and even the involvement in the team. I think, as we said earlier on, we're all going to enjoy it, have a good time, but the racing's serious, and it's not just about enjoying it, it's the safety side of it as well. But having been with these this weekend, we did 2 laps last weekend at Darley Moor on the iPad, and Vicky commentated on 1 lap and Jack did the second. Yeah. And it's just brilliant. After today now, they definitely know where they're going.
Yeah, which is what it's about, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Safety first, and it's a fast road ride at the end of the day, Chris, and that's all we're going to do is get around here as fast and safely as we can, aren't we? And just at the end of the day, I wanted, I got involved with 3 wheels because there is that little bit of a longevity of a career for 40-year-old solo racer is you're sort of coming out the limelight as such, and it's harder to keep going. And let's face it, 3 wheels, there's some absolute legends out there at 50, 60 years plus, and that's what I want to be. Not a legend, I just want to keep racing, but 50, 60 years plus, and if we can keep doing that, Chris, I'm happy, keep that adrenaline going. So that's what Vic's all about, a bit of longevity.
Yeah.
And I'm the youngster here, so
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm trying to keep the whole team young.
Oh yeah, you're the youngster. Everybody's a youngster to me. Though.
He looks younger than me, and he's 30 years old or whatever it is, and 20 years older, sorry. And well, anyway.
No, I don't know.
Keep it young, that's the thing, isn't it? Racing does
I
keep
tell
us
you
young.
what. I tell you what, though. Rick will agree with this, though, right? What you're doing, this marathon you're doing, you're a fit man. I call you Iron Mike there, Iron Mike Jack.
Yeah, thanks.
Right? Yeah. I just don't. I have all the respect here, don't you, Rick?
Yeah. Absolutely, 100%.
Michael.
It's not just his fitness; it's his mental awareness as well.
That's what it is.
You got 10 races this year, all being well. And to do 10 TTs, in a TT4 plus all the practice week and everything as well.
Oh.
Yeah, he's got me mentally switched on.
Yeah.
He did look knackered though.
Oh,
he did look knackered for a while.
Yeah, I aged about 30 years in that 2 weeks.
I've aged 30 years this weekend with you too.
Oh yeah. No, it's bad. No, I mean, yeah, exactly right. Though it's like that. It's like a true test of your mettle, as you say.
Yeah.
Your physical and mental.
Yeah.
Well, to finish one TT's hard, isn't it? To get the bike to finish one TT's hard.
Yeah.
So there's mechanical sympathy, but then there's also that mental preparation and jumping from one bike to the other.
Yeah.
Vic's got to know that when she gets that practice in the evening, I've already had 8 laps on solo bikes.
Well, she's ready to go.
She's ready to go, but she needs to know that I'm mentally ready as well. So that's, again, I've already had 8 laps of TT practice and had, that sort of circuit coming towards me at 200 miles an hour. And then I've got to remember that Vic obviously hasn't seen that circuit, so she's sort of new to it and fresh to it that evening. So, there is a lot of mentality. It's more mentality, I think, than anything else, or mental fitness than
I
anything
think
else.
so. I think if you're confident in your own ability, then you'll do it without. There's a fine line, isn't there, between confidence and being cocky. But if you remain confident and positive, then we'll do it. And also being physically fit. I mean, I'm really thankful that Rick's a personal trainer, so I get all the best of both worlds. To get all his TT knowledge. And they get the fitness and the training programs that go with it. That is his full-time job. He is a personal trainer, so I get all of that goes with that. And that
Does he go to the gym?
I've only seen him there once, I think, once or twice.
He hasn't really got the arms for it.
No.
Just saying, just putting that one out there. It does help though as well.
It does, definitely.
Having that sort of program behind you as well.
Definitely, and the type of training that I was doing leading up to the TT last year wasn't appropriate for being on the bike, and I was getting hurt and getting injured whilst training, and then it was obviously affecting my level of fitness by the time we got to the TT last year. So for this year we wanted to change things so that it's functional fitness, but it's done in the right way, and obviously done under Rick's training program. And I mean, Jack's obviously in the military, so
I'm in the RAF, I'm not in the military. But yeah, we have to keep maintain a steady state of fitness, and that's obviously always been there. But we are doing things more in sort of 1.5 to 2 hour sessions to keep that sort of fatigue from going backwards.
Well, what it is though, it's like I'm thinking is it just right about what you did last year, right? Really, there's not much. What is your mission? Obviously, you're going to give it all you have. Well, what's your goal? Is to finish all races.
Yeah, of course. I mean, last year we set the goal of becoming the first rider to contest every race. 2 and 3 wheels, which we succeeded with, and we entered and qualified and raced every race, which I was very proud of. Unfortunately, the last senior we were put out by a sheared bolt. Like I said before, to get a bike to finish a TT is hard enough in the first place, and we were very unlucky with that. But it was what it was. So again, that is the mentality, or that's the sort of team ethos, is to try and get to the TT, contest every class, and if we can do the 10 races and enter them and get to that start line, I'll be over the moon. If we get to the first sort of sidecar race, I'll be over the moon. You know, it's that sort of, it's that hard anyway. But I'm under no illusion. This is really, and you know, we haven't rode a bike properly since Southern 100 last year. You know, we haven't done any Spain testing. We haven't been on the sidecar till last week. But again, that's what it is. That's life. That's what life throws at you. We haven't got massive budgets behind us, so we'll do what we can with what we got. Like I said last year, and that's all we're going to do this year. And again, if we can finish it, absolutely, that's what I want to do. But if there's an element of safety and I can't do it for whatever reason, if I'm fatiguing, you know, I've got people in the team that will sort of turn around and say, look, Jack, and again, I will as well, through safety, certainly for Vic, if that's the case, and we're on the sidecar and I start fatiguing, you know, and I'm sure Vic will appreciate that. But at the end of the day, I just want to be safe and fast, and everyone's safety is my sort of paramount concern. So if I'm fatiguing, I'll. But again, we've got Rick behind us, you know, and he's going to help feed us. We've got Sue, we've got Paul, we've got everyone there behind us doing it, and they're all wanting me to do this challenge. It's just down to me to sort of say, do you know what, let's just do it.
I'm glad you made, but you know, like, I tell you, I've been over to your awning, and you got a great buzz to the place. You know what I'm saying? It's a great. You need that. What you're doing.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? You got like it looked like you just get a good feeling. You know, sometimes when you go into, don't you, Rick? You feel thick. But you guys got a good team there. You know, and
you've got to have fun though, Chris, haven't you?
Yeah.
If we're not doing it and enjoying it, you're not going to do it. So this year again, with Vicky, Rick, and the whole team behind us, we just want to enjoy it. And you know, yourself and Haley will come across with the three-wheeling cameras and see us at our peaks and our troughs, and we're just going to do what we can. And generally speaking, if we're not enjoying it, it is what it is, you know. But you've got to enjoy it. That's why we're racing. You're there at the CT course. It's hard enough. Yeah. And we're just going to enjoy it while we can. So
I think that speaks volumes to the people that we have around us as well. You know, we worked really hard this year on. I brought Jodie into the team. With Mark, who were there doing the sidecar for us, so they will be full-time working on the sidecar, and Bob as well, he'll be coming over to the TT, and those boys know what their job is, they know what their role is within the team. And obviously you've got your guys working on the solos with PT, Rick, Paul and Sue and everybody. It's having the right people around you that makes it so much more enjoyable, and a happy racer tends to be a fast racer, so that's what we're working on. We want it to be fun for everyone involved, and make sure we get the enjoyment at the end of it.
Absolutely.
Racing down the road.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm looking forward to you capturing it as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you very much for all your support.
We do it, you know, like my style here. I just walk up to people and start talking. I've gotten pretty good at, you know, like you have to be sensitive to the scene, you know. Mm-hmm. But I got pretty good. Well, yeah. So any of you guys out there competing, right? You know, if you're looking down at your bike, or you're in the zone, I keep far away, right? It doesn't take much for me to go up and start talking to you. Just look up and give me a bit of a smile, and I'll be there, and we'll give you a little interview. But if I don't get the right cue, then I keep off. You know. Right. Yeah. So at any rate, So we're gonna have a good one. I'm gonna have fun. You know, and Haley's with me, and you know,
Haley's
we'll
great.
go out, and she's great. You know, and
it'd be good.
We'll get you all over the place down. We'll have her go down to the running again.
Yeah, brilliant. More than welcome. We might even have a tea on this year. You never know. Yeah. Give you a hot cup of tea.
Oh yeah, we'll come down. Oh yeah.
We've got to get it yet, but we might get one. We might get one.
Yeah.
But no, we're looking forward to it, Chris.
So we're going to have a good, but Rick, this is going to be a special year again, because it's the centennial of the sidecar racing. 100 years, huh?
Yeah. It's a shame they're not doing the parade laps anymore, isn't it?
Yeah.
But, for reasons that we know of, but that's the way it is. It's the same for everybody. But we still look forward to a good TT, and
we're going to have a good TT where we we have a few special events, and I'm coordinating all this with TT, and it needs to be tweaked a bit and everything. But of course we know that Saturday, the first race day, is our first race day, and so then coming the Sunday, the next day, which would normally be Mad Sunday, right? Yeah. Well, it's going to be mad because we're going to come up to my place here, right? And we're going to go
Yeah.
out on the trains, and we're going to go take the boat, and we're going to have catering coming in. We'll have burgers and all that kind of good stuff.
But we'll be there
Yeah.
then.
You will be there.
Definitely.
We'll be there if there's burgers about.
Oh
we'll be
yeah,
there.
the burgers. Oh, that's what I got.
That's not on your race diet.
No. Oh, that's right. This guy's
shout.
gonna.
Yeah.
I said there's going to be pizza there. You ain't going to be eating
There's
pizza.
some,
around
is
here.
there some couscous or whatever it is? I'll have some couscous. Is that all right, Rick?
Sadly.
maybe we'll leave Rick at home that day and we'll just come up and eat
Well,
burgers and
well,
pizzas.
We'll have a few beers. So if anybody,
Feelings.
now you know, it's going to be chock-a-block and all that and everything. But we'll have the media out here. We'll be covering everyone, and you know, in a informal, good fun atmosphere. We start cranking up some pretty big views at TT. You know, when we go live, so we should be able to. So I think all these things is good promotion, you know, for the sport and showing everybody, you know, in the element, you know, as they are, right? It's the best sell.
Yeah.
I tell you, I tell you guys are the best sell.
I
Just
think
being yourselves.
it's nice to see behind the scenes a lot of
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah,
as well,
that's
isn't
what
it?
we
You
do.
know.
It's the reality stuff, and you know that works. That's
Yeah.
always been my style, starting with the movie and then straight through the way we go in. We catch
Keep-
you
keep
guys
it
and
real.
interview you and all this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
get raw, real footage, isn't
Good
it?
work.
People
Yeah.
appreciate
What
that
it's
more.
about.
People appreciate what goes on behind the scenes. You know, most people go out and watch the racing and see the bikes going past, but no one, or it's rare that people get that opportunity to see what
Yeah.
actually goes on behind the scenes, because it's not
I was-
all pretty.
Was it you I was chatting to the other week? It might have been you, Rick, but when you're at any race meeting and you're a spectator, it was a bloody Dali, and we were stood there and people sort of, what does it take to get a bike on the track? And I was like, well, it's not just bringing it in a van. You know, the
yeah.
whole rigmarole of just getting a bike to the TT is massive. So to show what goes into a team and what the effort the team puts into it, you know, and portray that across on camera is great. So behind the scenes stuff for me is
It's
more
brilliant.
We do.
Yeah.
We just cut. We just we catch everything.
Yeah.
But you know, I tell you, get a lot of great comments from fans around the world. They appreciate that because it's
Yeah.
real.
It's good.
You know, it's
I
real
think-
people and it's real struggles. You know, I mean, it's all the struggle end of it. You know, but it's the camaraderie too.
Yeah.
So we have struggles, we have camaraderie, we have fun, we have danger, we got everything. You know, in one an exciting, you know, spectacle of the sidecars racing.
Yeah,
You know,
of
with a
course.
TT across the board, we have a lot of, you know, friends in the solos as well too. You know, but so we're going to come up here, you know, on Sunday, and then we're going to have a nice party around. And then at the Sunday evening, I believe it's when we do the prize giving out for the first race.
Okay.
That will be
Okay.
and so we'll be doing that. Myself and Haley will be doing that, and then
Brilliant.
we're going to have the that's down in the fun park. They're going to run the movie.
Oh,
So we're
okay.
going to be we're promoting all over the place.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
You know,
Brilliant.
and
Good
then
stuff.
come Monday, again, we're sorting out the times, right? We're inviting all the teams to bring their bikes out to Park Fermi. You know, that's going to be a closed racing day, you know, but it'll be open to the public. So they can come and see all the guys, see all the bikes, all in
Yeah, that'd be good.
one place.
Yeah.
So we got that going, and then we have a lot of other things going too. We have a promo sponsors around the course, you know, and we're still working on telling it, but there'll be good like hotels and stuff that we all know about. You know, we all had our drinks there, you know, but so they'll have it all decked out with three-wheeling stuff and everything. They got a nice big exhibit there going at the Manx Museum too.
Wow.
You know,
Yeah.
so yeah, this is going to be great for us. We got the limelight this year. No one's going to outshine us here this year, right?
Not for the
Yeah,
sidecars. It's
yeah,
definitely
yeah.
a good year for the sidecars
Oh,
this year.
and now I got to do my T-shirt pitch. I forgot the last time. But get one of these. Here's like I can't read it back. What does that say? You read it.
Freewheeling through the ages since 1923.
Okay, all right. That's it. We got all the different kinds, the different eras there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? So grab yourself a T-shirt, and okay. So
You wear
yeah.
it well, Chris.
Oh yeah.
You wear it well. Yeah, it looks good, that. I
That
might have
looks
to
We
get a
can-
couple
what
of
I like
for
is
family.
that. I think that adds to it. And
Yeah.
by the way, you guys, thanks for putting on you guys three-wheeling
Yeah.
on the
Yeah,
Russell
wearing it
Road
with
racing.
pride. Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
And any promotion like you do for us, anything we can do for you. Thanks
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
It's great.
All right.
And thanks for having us on today. Really appreciate it. I know you're busy chap. So.
Yeah, so okay. Anything else you guys got to say? You're all right, Vicky?
I'm all
Ladies like to
good. I
talk.
can't. I
Oh,
can't. Just
Jesus.
can't wait to get going. To be fair, so just it's good to be back on the island. Good to get some time with Jack. To get that bond together before we go down the big hill, and yeah, let's go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, there you go, Rick. You have any final closing statement here?
Well, we didn't cover earlier on a bit more of Vicky's success she's had in the classics. She's won the 700 several times.
Yeah, pre-TT three
Yeah,
times.
yeah.
3 times at the pre-TT.
3 times, yeah. Racing with Vince Biggs and Eddie Wright as well as stepfather. So stood her in good stead, really. I think, been brought up with sidecars. So, yeah, really good. Friendship, it's good that everybody gets on. I raced with Rob from 1996 till 2 years ago, and we never had crossword between us.
Yeah.
We discuss what happens on the bike, things like that, while it's fresh in your mind when you get off, and it just brings everything gels together, which is important.
Yeah, definitely. That's stuff that we spoke about this weekend, isn't it? That how important it is when we talk about things as they happen and how we progress and move forward with that. Things on the bike, and yeah, it'd be good. It feels nice to be part of a team where actually we're both as important as each other. That's probably the biggest thing for me, and probably gives me confidence in not only my own ability but confidence in the bike with Jack, and knowing that he 100% trusts me to do my job, and I more than 100% trust Jack to do his job, and that gives us a good starting point, really, doesn't it? And then we'll figure the rest out after.
That's it. The rest will come, won't it?
Yeah.
I've always said that the driver can only go as fast as the passenger will let him, because if the passenger's not up to the speed the driver wants to go at, you're not going anywhere, are you? Somebody's going to get hurt, or
Oh yeah.
you're not
Oh
going
yeah.
anywhere.
You could be like a real. It could be it could be a real burden. Put it that way.
Yeah.
Put it that
It really
Absolutely.
could.
or a great virtue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Huh?
yeah,
One or the other.
yeah.
Because I've heard I've know all the guys, and I've spoken with a lot of TT winners, the drivers and the passengers. But the drivers will say that they'll be the first ones to say,
Yeah.
I need to. I won the TT, right? But I could have not done it without my man here or my lady here.
Yeah.
Behind, because it does make, and it makes
it's
the
all
big
about, isn't it?
difference,
Teamwork.
Yeah.
because
Teamwork.
Rick would I think confirm this, is that, like, particularly when these guys, because you've been there, you've been on the podium, right? You've won this race, right? But particularly when you're moving up to the front of the grid, they're all good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I respect everybody that races in the TT.
Well,
I don't
okay.
care where they are on the
No.
grid, but I'm saying when you're moving up to the grid, there's not all that much difference most of the time. But the passenger makes a big difference, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
That definitely.
Yeah.
Put it
Yeah.
this: someone that has only a good passenger, right, and someone equal. Drive with the equal equipment,
Yeah.
right? With an outstanding passenger, the outstanding guy's going to win every time, right?
Yeah.
With the passenger.
Yeah.
Because I'm
You're
not gonna win, but I have an outstanding passenger.
Oh yeah, I know
That's
that.
what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, no. Well, you
That's
are.
what you're saying. We've got the passenger
we-
sorted
we-
out. It's just
Yeah, I know, but
teamwork and working together, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, but
yeah.
you're winning in your eyes and everybody else's eyes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're going to be doing. And I think you got. What do you think, Vicky? Vicky wants to. She wants to win. I can tell. Look at that. She wants to win. But you want. You guys must have a good idea of what.
Yeah. I mean,
what kind of speed you think you're going to do.
we're a long way off, the top boys. I mean, they are exceptional. They
Yeah.
are exceptional human
Oh,
beings.
there's like 4 or 5 or 6. There's about half a dozen of them.
Yeah.
and a lot of them are world champions as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But what? How do you guys really feel? Do you have? Do you want to say? Do you want to get? You want to just? I don't want to even ask. I was going to say what kind of speed.
No, I mean,
I'm not even going to ask.
It doesn't really matter, Chris, to be honest. In my opinion, we're just going to go out there, and if we can do 100 and push up towards 110, we'll be happy, you know. And I've got a goal in my head. I'm not going to tell anyone what it is.
I'll tell you one thing is I've seen these guys. I haven't even been on one, right? But you talk about I get the 110. You know how fast 110 is.
Yeah.
You know, on one of those things
Well,
on the roads. You know, 110, 100's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got
90s to me.
I've got in my own head what I think these two will be capable of. You know, providing practice week goes smoothly and you know the weather holds out and everything. But I'm not going to say, but I have got in my own head. So.
Oh, yeah.
We all have
right.
goals, don't
It,
we?
it might be 95, it might be 101. But
Yeah,
I've
but
got an idea.
he's like Rick. We was talking right before the show and everything. We're talking about different athletic. His Rick's, you know, powerlifting and you know some of my sports and things like that. But right. Look, you have to have a goal. You can keep that for yourself, but you have to sit. You have to go. You know, and you want it at a high level. But you have to be realistic too, as well with what you got.
Set yourself a focus.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And like you said, be realistic.
Yeah.
But you know, if you want to achieve things, you've got to work for it.
Yeah.
Whether it's in the gym, training towards it, whether it's your diet, eating towards it.
Yeah.
So it's about gelling it all together, putting it all together.
I think the main thing from this year, Chris, is this is our first year together.
Yeah.
But this isn't our last year together.
Yeah.
And we're just going to build and build and build. And that's, in 5 years' time, we're pushing towards podiums. I'm going to be over the moon. That's my sort of goal, if I'm honest. I'm capable of it. I just need to get some time and machinery underneath this.
But the whole thing is that you're trying to do everything else too, and that's the whole thing.
Last year doing that.
That's the whole thing. I think that's the only thing, really, to be honest.
I think it's
Obviously, you have to have.
It's hard anyway. It's hard to be focused on one thing, let alone on 6 different classes like that Jack's doing. So that is a phenomenal achievement in itself. Just if we get round and we get a finish, for me, all I want to do is improve on last year's speed that I did, and anything else that happens is a bonus. But just to get both races finished on the sidecar, see Jack home safe on the solo, then we'll all go home happy, and then we'll move forward for next year. And we won't know. Jack and I only started racing together in July, end of June, beginning of July last year. Had a couple of meetings, done a meeting this year, be our first TT together, that's pressure in itself, getting through that first few nights of practice week together on the bike. So if we improve on last year, great. If not, doesn't matter, as long as we're both still smiling.
That's it, yeah, as long as we enjoy it. But this will be my last year, and I said it last year to Hayley, I think it was, but I lied, I said that was, I'm never doing it again. And it's only because the TT went to 10 races, I thought, well, let's push the boundaries and try it. But this is officially my last year of doing... I want to concentrate on the sidecar from 2024 onwards. It's going to be solely sidecar focused, and I probably will just race one sort of junior class, 650s or lightweight or whatever. I might even knock that on the head, depending on how we sort of look at it. But I'm relishing the opportunity this year of trying to do this 10 race challenge. And if people want to follow us, obviously on my Instagram page or on social media, on Facebook, because it's going to be hard, but we're sort of there to do it, and Vicky's going to support me in that, and then from then on in it's three-wheeling.
Good. Oh, good. See, he's going. I tell you what, you are a three-wheeler. I interviewed you some years back now, and boy, he was right on when you first. It was down in the Southern. It was your first go at I think at the road on
on the Southern in 2018. I think I said it then.
Yeah,
the grin factor is massive on the sidecar. I can't. Racing a solo is fantastic, but racing a sidecar, beats it 9 times out of 10. Not 9. 90. It's grin factor 10. That's it. It is grin factor 10. And even last weekend when we were just sort of rolling around, getting used to the bike and everything else, I came off and you got your adrenaline's pumping and everything else, and it's great.
Yeah.
And that's what you live for, isn't it? That adrenaline buzz, racing, progressing yourself, and the team. So that's what we're going to do, Chris.
Yeah.
And we can't wait, can we?
No,
No.
I would go tomorrow. If the
Well, that's
TT
good.
was on tomorrow, I would go tomorrow.
No, I do say, what you're saying here is that, well, that's all news, That's good news for all the fans out there to hear, for our sidecars, i.e., that you're focusing into the sidecars.
Yeah,
right?
100%. I mean,
and
if it wasn't
you
for
guys
this year's
here-
10 race challenge, Chris, it would have been solely on, and the budget of the 20 grand we've already spent on solos this year, we could have then put into the sidecar and really progressed that.
Oh, yeah.
So we have hindered ourselves with that by doing this 10 race challenge. I'm pretty sure people understand that.
But it's
But
a
next year,
long-term progression.
it's long-term, yeah.
That's
It's
the
long
difference.
term, and
It
you
is
guys,
long-term
because
progression.
but yeah, definitely. If you were to go that way, I could see podium down the road here. Definitely,
She'll look good on the
definitely. Don't you, Vicky? Vicky wants to be up there, don't you?
Everyone wants to be up there. No one.
Well,
no
I tell you
one's-
what, Rick's been there a few times. All right, how does that feel? Because I get a kick. I get up there and I give out all the goodies. I get up there and start the race and I give, and to me it's an enormous buzz, and so it's a feeling, isn't it, Rick? To
Well,
get up
certainly,
there.
yeah. I mean, it's a massive sense of achievement as well.
Yeah.
You set your goals out, and as we just said a few minutes ago, you work towards them. And if you're successful at the end of the day, and then it's a good sense of achievement.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
No one stands on that grid not wanting to win. Everyone wants to win.
Yeah.
And or be stood on the podium and seeing the photos of people, or even seeing people wandering up to the podium. Even if you're not there, it gives you a buzz anyway. And I think particularly where the sidecars are concerned, because we are very much like a family.
I've seen a lot of. I catch it all down there, and I see like the guy. They're putting all out they have and whatever, and they're thinking, well, maybe I can do 105 this year's, right? And they come in, and somebody tells them, you did 108.
Yeah.
I've seen that, and
Yeah.
you could see what.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
I
that-
mean, it's like, and you catch it, and it's just like the whole adrenaline and everything
Absolutely,
is
yeah.
going on that, and the guy's just further than the middle, in the back.
Yeah.
But but the thrill in it, of it, just to complete it, run in TT and complete it,
Yeah, massive
and then
achievement.
qualify and get
To
it.
get
It's
to a TT
unbelievable.
is a massive
Yeah.
achievement.
Yeah.
And like you said, I have every respect for everyone on that grid.
Yeah.
And everyone that wants to get to that grid in the future, and they've got that goal, like Rick said there, you work to that goal. I've known loads of people over the years that their sole life ambition was to race the TT course, closed roads. There was one chap,
I remember you
it was
telling me
my
about
first year racing the Manx. His life's goal, he'd been racing for 20 odd years, and it took him so long to get his national licence, then get that sort of TT tick in the box, whatever, the TT mountain course licence. He did one lap, his newcomer's lap behind whoever it was, as like their newcomer's lap. He came back in, he did his one lap practice, there you go lads, go off and do the TT course. He came back in with a grin I've never seen the side of before and since, and then hung his levels up. That was it. That was his life's ambition
Oh yeah.
completed. Took him a bloody long time to get there, in my opinion, but that was it. He worked towards it and
he's
everything
done
else. Yeah.
I'm sure you are. I'm living my dream. You're living your dream. Not many people. Aside from racing, not many people can actually say I've had a dream and I've lived it. I was 9 years old when I stood at Quarterbridge and told my mum, "Mummy, I'm going to do that when I'm bigger."
Yeah.
And I'm doing it now. Not very many people in this world can say that they've lived their dream. And wherever we finish, whether we finish first or last, it doesn't matter. No one can ever take a TT finish away from you.
Oh,
Ever.
yeah. Well, that's something no one can take away from you,
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's
Definitely.
beautiful. Yeah.
And I'm pretty
Great
sure
dream.
the three-wheeling community, watching today will appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because exactly all the things that you're saying is when I got involved in the sport, obviously, it all registered with me and all that. And so I said is that, we got to tell the world about this.
Mm-hmm.
We got to tell them about sidecar racing and the people in it, and all the family that we have and, all the camaraderie and
Yeah.
all the adrenaline rushes you get out of it.
I think
right?
you guys capture it well there. You tend to capture the whole emotion of
Yeah.
of not just necessarily sidecar racing, but sidecars at the TT.
Yeah.
Because for that 2 weeks, for me it is anyway, it is an emotional roller coaster.
Oh, yeah.
You're up and you're down and you're back up again, and it's hard work, and you are physically and mentally knackered at the end of it. But if you're stood at at St Ninians, you know, and that's where you stand for 2 weeks as a spectator every day. You don't get an opportunity to see that, whereas you guys at Three Wheeling are giving people that opportunity to see the emotions of the racing.
I think Haley got it last year.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know, it was hard.
Yeah.
It was hard last year.
yeah, it was good. Yeah, it was like exactly what we do, but it works. Like I said, you know, it's onward and up we go, right?
Absolutely.
Happy days.
Right? Yeah. We go.
Thanks for following our story.
Yeah, thank you for having us today.
We do that. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for having us today. Yeah.
Okay, guys. You know, if you have anything else to say, we'll close it down now. But you remember what we do. He's an expert now. You know what we do at the end here, right?
Why can't you do it?
I keep doing that.
Hey, Rick, give me the fingers, right?
We're doing it.
All right. Three wheeling. By the sport, for the sport.
Michael Ross.
How's the neck?
It's actually really stiff. When I took on this challenge, I genuinely didn't realise how physically demanding. These are worse than the solos. The sidecars, it's like the bottom half is splayed out and uncomfortable, and then you've got the actual bodywork and the fairings, the whole bike is giving you a battering. But then my neck, you know, like in that sort of position, it is hard work. Sidecar around the TT is phenomenal, but I didn't realise how hard it is. The boys here, every single one of them, I did not appreciate how amazing they actually all are. Yeah, let's do all right. Good luck. Thanks so much, Vicky.
I'm Freddie Ribes. I'm passenger of Michael Russell.
Well, it's exciting times. You happy enough?
Yeah.
You know, with
really
how
happy.
you doing well? Yeah, good.
Mike Russell, everyone. I'm taking on every single class at the Alaman TT this year. How's that neck feeling?
You know what, it's not just the neck, it's everything, Hayley. I didn't realise how stupid an idea this was until we got here. It's hard work. My leg's dead, my neck's really sore, my tricep and shoulders are really, really, really painful. It's not just sitting in the bike and let the bike do the work. Jesus, no, it's really physical. And if we don't get a finish, we don't get a finish. I mean, these are temperamental. We've gone through 2 engines this week. We've had lots of issues because every bike's different. You jump off the super bike onto the super twin, for instance. Braking markers are different, peeling points are different, corner speeds are different, and then you get on this, and it's another thing that's just completely different. You know, I've got Freddie on the side, I've got 3 extra foot, you know, so you have to retrain your brain. Braking markers are completely different, and that will take me a lap, I know it will. You know, the challenge is to start every race, we're going to hopefully do that, but my ambition is to finish every race. To be fair, I'm never doing this again.
All the best, and try and enjoy it.
The bike was on song-ish, you know, it wasn't the best, it wasn't the worst, but it was the cramp, unfortunately. You know, we were on the Supersport bike sort of in that sort of tuck position, and you know, you're jockeying the bike all morning, and then we got finished on that, sort of got my head ready for the sidecar race. We just got into that bike, and it's not the most comfortable bike. This is what I'm trying to figure out. I'm like, you know, the marshal's probably laughing his head off because everyone else is coming through all nice and tucked in and everything else. I'm just like bouncing because we've got our seat up quite high at the back as well because we're so uncomfortable on the groin. So we're almost in like a solo position. So we've actually put like massive loads of padding in the back just to sort of raise us up a bit. So we're only in the seat by about that much at the top. So any bumps, which there are a few around here, we are genuinely sort of getting kicked in and out the seat.
Just come back in with Mike Russell. How was it?
It's incredible, man. It's fast and safe, and we do a good race. It's really, really fantastic.
You finished the Alaman TT?
Yes, we are really happy, really happy.
It was a genuinely emotional time, that race. We just wanted to finish. Hats off to Bruce and Kingy that came past. Just following them was great. I can't describe it. I mean, I've never broken down in tears.
Thank you for speaking to us, and well
You're
done.
welcome. Thanks very much. I can't do that. I can't do it. Oh, no,
You can, you got it.
There we go.
Mr. Michael Russell, the man making history here this year.
I'm eager to get out there. A little bit nervous, if I'm honest. We've just got to try and keep the cramp away in my legs. The good thing is, you know, we've just been out there, we've seen the course conditions. Fingers crossed we can say we've got the 9 race starts and hopefully race finishes. But safe run to everyone. Good luck to the three-wheeling guys out there. They're all amazing people. Got a lot of time for everyone and they've made time for me, which is great.
Michael Russell again and Freddie Lelutz. Well done.